station of Fox Sports.
We are Fox Sports. We are LA.
We're at Target Field in Minneapolis, Minnesota, kicking off the last road trip before the All-Star break. The Angels trying to turn their fortunes after dropping the series against the Seattle Mariners. Tonight is Game 1 against the Minnesota Twins. We welcome you inside our broadcast booth and back to Angels baseball here on Fox Sports West, along with Mark Gubiza. I'm Victor Rojas, and it's somewhat of a homecoming, if you will, for Alex Meyer. The Angels, of course, last season picked up Ricky Nolasco and Alex in exchange for Hector Santiago. And for Alex, we'll see what he is capable of doing tonight against his former teammates. Guy coming off a rough start, although he did get a little bit better as the game progressed.
Yeah, it always goes down to him throwing strikes out there, Victor. And then when he throws the strikes, he's got that power fastball. He's going to be 93 to 98 mile an hour. But his big pitch, his curveball, he can get a lot of swing and misses. Opponent's batting average well in the hundreds against his curveball. When you look at what he's done since June 1st, 2.25 ERA for Alex Meyer. Opponent's batting average at 181 during this stretch. Reason why? Because he's got better command of his curveball. The thing you always look for Alex is how well he's throwing the fastball early on. Trust that movement. Start middle part of the plate. Trust that movement either going in on the right-handed batter or away. Same against the lefty. If he does that, he should be fine against this Minnesota Twins offense.
Well, the Angels will face a right-hander. Adalberto Mejia is on the mound. Can you say that?
Yeah.
No, yes, you can. We're going to step away for a moment. When we return, Ken French will talk a little bit about Rod Carew, who's honored before the game today.
Seasons for the Minnesota Twins and for the Angels along the way, set a long list of records and accomplishments. won the AL MVP in 1977 and the AL Rookie of the Year for the Twins back in 1967. Beloved in both cities. As we welcome you back inside of Target Field, Kent French with you now. Rod Carew in the house here tonight to be honored for those accomplishments I just mentioned, but one that's much more important than that, and it's worthy of a Carl's Cam replay. You might have seen it on Angels Live, but just moments ago, the Hall of Famer came out to the mound with his lovely wife, Rhonda, to a standing ovation and threw out the first pitch. It was the first time that Rod's been in Minnesota since he underwent heart and kidney transplants back in December. Tonight he's promoting his Heart of 29 campaign as well to increase awareness to heart disease. And he's got a message for everybody out there who is standing on their feet, and is to take good care of your hearts. Of course, it benefits the American Heart Association. For more information, go to twinsbaseball.com/heart of 29. Well, we're gonna get ready for some baseball here in Minnesota. What a great way to kick us off for July 4th week. Twins, Halos kicking off a 3-game series. Mark and Victor coming up with the first pitch right after this.
Impreza, Subaru symmetrical all-wheel drive plus 28 miles per gallon. More than a car, it's a Subaru. By Tough Shed, we are more than great sheds. Check them out at toughshed.com. A beautiful July afternoon and early evening here in Minneapolis, Minnesota, as the start of this 3-game set between the Angels and the Minnesota Twins. Halos got in at a pretty decent hour last night, about 11 o'clock, touching down at the airport. By the time we got nestled into bed about midnight, not too bad for a night game to kick off this 3-game set. Tomorrow is a day game on July 4th, and then it's back to a night game on Wednesday night. But the Angels, this will be the 5th meeting of the year between these two teams. Twins took that first series 3-1 at home, and they did it with some pretty good hitting, especially off of the All-Star Miguel Sano.
And they also were fielding the baseball much better. We talked about that in the series in Anaheim, how well they have improved on the defensive end as compared to last season. They've been catching the ball better, and they've been swinging the bat pretty well too, especially when you consider Miguel Sano and Joe Mauer at first base put up some great numbers. So the quarter infielder is very good for the Twins this season.
After losing 2-3 to Seattle, the Angels come into play tonight in an even 500. Yet again, 43-43, thus a game at number 87. The lineup looks like this. It's Maybin, Calhoun, and Pujols at the top third of the order. Escobar, Simmons, Maldonado the middle third. Valbuena back at first, Espinosa at second, and Revere once again getting to start out in left field. The table setter, of course, is Cameron Maben. He needs to kind of get it going once again. He's kind of cooled off a little bit. He's had some really good games, and then all of a sudden some games where he's racked up some strikeouts.
Yeah, 306 career hitter against the Minnesota Twins, 304 in this stadium, so look for him to get on and create havoc, stealing some bases.
24-year-old right-hander, native of Bonao in the Dominican Republic. We mentioned him in the open. Adalberto, wait a second. You said you were going to say this one. Adalberto Mejia.
Mejia, yes.
You got that right.
Yes, I did.
He's on the mound. This will be his 12th start of the season. Second against the Angels. Overall 3-3, 4.38 ERA.
Yeah, my keys against Mejia to be successful against him. Look for a four-seamer. He's been hit around a little bit on his four-seam fastball. The other pitches, not as much. And swing and strikes only. He's got it. Will walk some batters. 28 walks and 51 in the third innings pitched.
Let's take a look at the defense for the Twins tonight. Rosario, Buxton, Kepler in the outfield from left to right. Sano and Polanco on the left side. Dozier originally in the starting lineup got scratched, so Escobar at second, Mauer first, and Castro behind the plate.
And Buxton, one of the best center fielders in all of baseball. You talk about defensive runs saved this season, 16 of them. That leads the majors as far as center fielders go. Talk about unbelievable range and a very good throwing arm to boot.
Twins return home after an 11-game road trip in which they went 5-6. They're in the midst of playing 21 in 21 days. At the Angels for this series, and the Baltimore Orioles coming to town. The Angels will head down to Arlington to play the Rangers on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Halos have an off day on Thursday. Cameron Maben ready to lead things off. First one from Mejia's upstairs, and it's a 1-ball, no strike count. Maben comes in batting .257, 6 home runs and 20 runs batted in. And there's a strike, 1-2. The umpiring rotation that they gave us on the lineup sheet's incorrect. It's Laz Diaz behind the plate. Jeff Nelson, the crew chief at first. Doug Eddings at second. Stu Shearwater at third. Maben goes down swinging at the off-speed pitch. And there's the first out of the game.
That was a pretty good combination. He went with a two-seam fastball that was a borderline strike to begin with, and he followed up with a very solid changeup. Castro setting up with an outside part of the plate changeup. It stays down and away after a fastball. The pitch before was called a strike, so you have to expand the zone. Swing and miss for Cameron Maben.
So Cole steps in.
See those numbers, last two starts have been pretty solid for him. Doesn't give him a lot of length added is in the rotation, but quality last two starts.
Balmy 80 degrees here in Minneapolis. Cole batting .242, 322 on base percentage. Not much of a shift with Cole at the plate. The Twins haven't moved around a whole lot. Sano in on the grass. That is ripped to right field. Kepler's going to play this one off the wall and played perfectly.
That's home field advantage. A lot of times you'll see, and you talk to outfielders, especially right fielders that play in this ballpark, that is a very difficult baseball to play off the wall, whether it's the padding, the limestone, or the wall itself. Kepler played it right off the wall and kept Cole at first base. It's a good swing here from Cole. Fastball that drifted out over. That's that four-seam fastball. Stay back. Hips are open. Lines it. Barrel the bat off the wall. But Kepler, perfect. No chance for Cole to be able to extend it into a double.
Yeah, you would think it'd be the other way around, that the ball would ricochet sharply off the limestone. Instead, hits the limestone. It'll deaden and fall down. Acts like a Super Bowl if it hits that green wall in right field. Sharp single for Cole with one out. Here's Albert. First one up and away. Pujols, .231, 9 doubles, 11 home runs, 52 runs batted in. Facing a guy in Adalberto Mejia, who struggled here at home. 1-2, a 6.11 ERA. Two balls, no strikes.
When you think about it, battle of pitchers, that you got Alex Meyer, who struggles on the road. Mejia, who struggles at home.
Something's got to give, Gooby.
Yes.
There's the storyline.
Something's got to give. Albert Pujols may determine that right here. on a good 2-0 count to sit on a four-seam fastball.
Albert trying to get back to what he was doing in May. He had a real tough month of June. Just 196 for the Angels. And he'll rip this one into left center field, a base hit. So Pujols is on board. Cole will stop at second, and the Angels have a couple of men on with one out here in the first.
And he jumped on that four-seam fastball. When you look at the numbers this year for Mejia on a four-seam fastball, 322 batting average against him with 4 home runs allowed. But when you look at the slider change, we saw the change up to Cameron Maybin and his cutter, 218 batting average. So a little 100-point differential between throwing that four-seamer, which he throws a lot of them, and compared to his secondary pitches. That's why it's very important to make sure you bring him in the strike zone, force him to throw his four-seam fastball for a strike, and that's when you do the damage.
Yurnel Escobar with an opportunity to give the Angels the early lead. Yurnel comes in batting .288, 5 home runs and 24 runs batted in. Foul back.
One thing, great sounds at this ballpark, Target Field. With the limestone all around the ballpark, you hear the sound off the bat. You'll hear the sound that a catcher's mid with a firm fastball. Love this ballpark.
That's in for a strike. 1-2 on Uni. Couple of sharp signals by Calhoun and Pujols with one out. This one's out toward right center field. Buxton calling for it. He'll make the catch. Cole will tag and head to third. Pujols stays at first. The Angels have runners at the corners now, 2 outs.
Hit pretty well, drifted pretty far out the right center field on an all-speed pitch. Really, when you think about it, when a borderline pitch is called a strike, that changes the whole approach. You look at our pitch by pitch by Mejia against, Escobar goes change-up away. Because that four-seam fastball had a pretty good hack at it right down the heart of the plate. And then this fastball or changeup's called a strike, and that's about half a baseball off the corner. And then it forces you as a hitter to expand your zone. He does so, and he flies out to right center field.
Timmons at 278. Takes upstairs. Nothing yet really inside to a right-handed batter from Mejia. In that start against the Angels back on June the 1st. Ended up going 6 innings, allowed 5 hits, 1 run, 5 strikeouts, had no decision. Good crowd tonight. It's a holiday week. That one missed inside. 2-1. It definitely feels like summer here.
Absolutely perfect day.
Nothing to be sore about today. 2-1. 3-1.
Now you wonder if he comes and challenges him with a four-seam fastball. Andrelton Simmons, very good numbers himself against a four-seam fastball this season, including 3 home runs. 317 batting average versus four-seam fastball. Should get one right now.
This is fouled off in on the hands just enough.
Yeah, he threw that four-seam, had running action. Castro was setting up away. That ran up and in.
Albert will take off. Mauer's playing behind him. Full count with 2 outs. Cole over at third. Simmons grounds this one to left side. Not hit that hard, and Polanco will throw him out as the Angels leave a couple of men off. Head to the bottom of the first with no score. For the Minnesota Twins, they are just now getting beyond the halfway point of the season. 41-40, game 82 for them. Joe Mauer will lead things off. He's at first base. Eduardo Escobar at second. Sano at third base. Max Kepler at right. Kenny Vargas, the switch hitting DH. Edwin Rosario in left field. Jorge Polanco at short. Jason Castro behind to plate. Byron Buxton in center field. But Joe Mauer, because Dozier's not in the lineup, goes from the number 2 spot up to the number 1 spot. He used to bat a lot of leadoff spot back in the day.
And that'll give him an extra probably at bat during the course of this game. 340 career hitter against the Angels. That's in 82 career games. Also in 22 games here at Target Field. 341, a very dangerous but patient hitter for the Minnesota Twins.
Facing the former Twin Alex Meyer. This will be his 12th start of this season. 3-4. And a 3.74 earned run average. First one's outside.
Mentioned those numbers for Alex Meyer. 3.74 ERA, 55 1/3 innings pitched, 62 punch-outs. Has to trust the movement of the fastball. Curveball, devastating for Alex Meyer.
2 balls, no strikes. You mentioned the numbers for Mejia. The numbers for Alex Meyer out on the road that you mentioned were not very good. 1-4, 6.75 earned run average. This is his 6th start away for the Big A. Mauer lifts one out toward left, playable for Revere. 1 down. Check out the Angels defensively this evening. Not much of the same, but we've seen the last couple of days. Revere in left, Maven in center, Calhoun in right. Infield with Escobar and Simmons on the left side, Espinosa and Valbuena on the right, and Machete behind the plate.
And Danny Espinosa at second base has been very good in his last 66 games. Just 1 or 2 errors overall for Danny Espinosa. Been very solid. And when Alex Meyer is on his game, he will get a lot of ground ball action, and Danny Espinosa will see quite a bit of it.
Eduardo Escobar, the second baseman. Switch hitter, hitting .277. 8 doubles, 8 home runs, 26 runs batted in. There's that breaking ball, it just misses.
Looks like it might have got his foot.
Yep. A hit by a pitch puts a man on with 1 out.
At times when he gets around that curveball, Doesn't quite have that 12-6 break on it. Dropped his elbow and hits the back foot. It's the 4th batter he has hit this season for Alex Meyer.
Escobar with 1 stolen base is over at first base. Here's Miguel Sano, the All-Star. And he'll rip one down the left field line, and that will hook foul. It's just pure strength right there. In on the hands and able to muscle it down. Oh, is it 20 feet from the wall? 339 down the left field line.
And that's the thing, we were talking about that in the pregame show. You were talking about hot zone, cold zone for Miguel Sano. He hasn't had real good success on pitches inside, but he was pretty quick on that fastball inside. Again, if you're going to miss off the plate, and that's exactly what Alex Meyer did on that fastball inside.
Oh, 2.
It's a good firm fastball, 98. Back to that hot zone. When you look middle away, crushes the baseball, but inside all 3 zones, especially down and in and up and in, you can get to them. But don't make a mistake and have that ball drift out over the plate, though.
And it looked like he went around, and he did. Down goes Sano. 2 outs. First strikeout for Alex.
Boy, that curveball for Alex Meyer has been sensational this season. When you look at the batting average against that pitch this year, stays on top, much better. Good late break to that 87-mile-an-hour curveball. And he throws quite a few curveballs, especially when he get ahead of the count into that swing and miss zone. 136 batting average versus his curveball, 256 versus his fastball, but under 140. And he throws quite a few curveballs. He's at about 38% of his pitches are curveballs. So not a small sample size as far as that pitch and the success he's had with it.
Alex falls behind here on Max Kepler, the right fielder. 1 ball, no strikes. Kepler 250, 9 home runs, 32 runs batted in. It seemed like during that 4-game series at the Big A, every time Kepler came up to the plate against the Angels, he was hitting something hard. Simmons shading him toward the middle. He went around. Whoa! Did not, according to Stu Shearwater. Certainly looked like he did.
That angle, even from where we're at. See right here above us, this is our view. That's almost a full swing.
You kidding me? 2 balls, no strikes. Three, nope. Kepler takes upstairs, a 4-pitch walk. So 2 on, 2 outs. Kind of like the Angels had at the top of the first, but did not score.
Another hitter with a lot of power himself. Vargas coming to the plate now.
A lot of power, a lot of strikeouts. Getting 230. Switch hitter with 7 doubles, 7 home runs, 27 runs batted in. 267 on base percentage. He'll take a backdoor breaking ball for a strike. Escobar good speed at second base. Kepler also good speed at first. Throw him another one.
Yeah, you got to. Until he proves he can stay back and hit that ball on a curveball like that with that sharp break to it, stick with it. And I would even go further and have it bounce. Trust Martin Maldonado to keep it in front of you. I wouldn't even try to throw it for a strike. I'd bounce it. That pitch right there, that's the zone for a strong left-handed batter where he can drop the barrel of the bat on that and do some damage. Throw that curveball once again, but start it away and drop it in the dirt away. More difficult to make contact on that one. More it is a show pitch. Show him a fastball. Make sure it's not a strike. Try to finish him off with a hard curveball.
There's the 1-2 pitch. Downstairs, 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Yeah, Victor, you see how that breaking ball broke? It went straight down the other way, almost as if it worked as if it was a screwball. Because that front shoulder opens up, your wrist changes as far as the angle. And then you got to stay on top. That front shoulder needs to stay in a little bit longer.
And down goes Vargas.
That was the one.
Myers picks up his second strikeout of the inning. Go ahead to the second inning with no score.
That's that nasty curveball right here. Stayed on top, front shoulder in. Finish off a dangerous batter in Vargas. Strikeout.
Baseball's biggest stars take the field for the MLB All-Star Game a week from tomorrow. That's July 11th, only on Fox.
Some serious talent. I look at the outfield for the American League, especially the corner outfielders. You got George Springer with 24 home runs. Aaron Judge, 27 for the American League.
No Mike Trout. He announced today Miguel Sano is going to be part of the All-Star festivities, but Trout announcing that he will not partake in the All-Star festivities next week. Will instead be concentrating on his rehab, hopefully rejoining the Angels after the break.
That was a great story. Justin Smoke making the All-Star game.
Well deserved.
22 home runs.
Yeah, he's been on a tear this year. Mookie Betts, by the way, will replace Trout as a starter in center field for the All-Star team, the American League All-Star team.
Runner-up to Mike Trout last year in the MVP voting in the American League.
Yeah, Mookie had the players vote. Three balls, no strikes on Martin Maldonado. He'll be followed by Luis Valbuena and Danny Espinosa. Sano, by the way, not the only twin named to the All-Star team. The young Irvin Santana, 10-game winner.
The young Irvin Santana.
You're always youthful.
Yes.
You're always smiling.
Yes.
Magic Man. Ton of nicknames for
all
Irvin.
the above.
Yep.
And an All-Star with the Angels back in 2008.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's been that long. Paul Molitor talking about it in the pregame show for the on the Twins radio broadcast, saying it just shows you the fortitude, the testament of Irvin Santana to just continue to battle and finally came around for him. He's having a fantastic season.
Well, he's been great. That slider's been devastating.
3-1. This one's out to right. In on the hands just enough. Kepler underneath it. 1 down. American League leading vote getters this year. So Springer, Trout, Judge, the infield with Ramirez and Correa on the left side, Altuve and Justin Smoke. And Salvador Perez behind the plate. And Eric Hosmer at one time, gosh, not too long ago, a couple weeks ago, Hosmer taking over the lead at first base.
Dickerson for Tampa.
Out of nowhere.
It's good to see some guys getting rewarded. Jose Ramirez has been such a great story for the Cleveland Indians. When you look at his numbers, talked about a little bit on the pregame show. Runners in scoring position with 2 outs. Outstanding numbers for a guy that at one point really didn't have a position to finally getting that chance at third base.
Gooby, when Jason Kipnis was hurt, and hopefully you will back me up on this, what was it, 3 or 4 years ago? Ramirez, this kid Jose Ramirez, came up and was playing second base, and I think we were at the Big A. And I looked at you and I said, man, why don't we make a trade for that guy? That guy's a nice little player. Valbuena's completely fooled on that pitch. 2 outs, and I figured he'd be a nice little player to plug in at second base.
Yeah, we were thinking. Yeah, we were both thinking the same thing, thinking, oh, well, he's not really in their plans. It doesn't seem to be.
He wasn't.
He was filling in for other infielders. And I remember talking, with the Cleveland Indian people last year, Terry Francona saying they do not win their division last year without Jose Ramirez and what he did. I mean, his numbers were off the charts, but nobody really talked about it. Lindor is such a special player, Francisco Lindor. But Jose Ramirez last year carried into this season.
Espinosa swinging first pitch, pops one up on the infield. A very easy inning for Mejia as the Angels are down in order. We'll head to the bottom of the second with no score. Business function to celebrate a special occasion in your own private suite at the Big A. Suite rentals offer all-inclusive food and beverage packages. Just go to angels.com for more information. Had a ton of Angel fans, even without Mike Trout traveling, down to third base line during batting practice. Great to see them. This holiday weekend early week anyway.
What a perfect day here. What a beautiful ballpark, Target Field.
Eddie Rosario takes ball 1 from Alex Meyer. 6, 7, and 8 for Minnesota here in the second. Alex Meyer with a couple of strikeouts, a hit batter, and a walk in the first. Slapped down the left field line. Hit pretty well toward the corner. This one's slicing foul.
Boy, you can hear that sound off the bat here. Talked about it in the first inning in this ballpark. The limestone around here. The sounds are great.
Not a lot of room here between home and the backstop.
See that limestone against that wall there? Just past the foul pole in left field. That's a great sequence by Alex Meyer. Hits the glove and target by Martin Maldonado. High fastball, swing and miss. Now it's time for the driver's seat, brought to you by the new 2017 Kia Sorento and right on cue. Talk about top ERAs in the month of June amongst AL starting pitchers. Alex Meyer, 5th best, 2.25 ERA. Opponent's batting average is 181 versus Alex. Corey Kluber, who's been dominant, 1.26 leading the way.
Jorge Polanco, the shortstop. This one's out toward the corner in right field. That's off the wall. Cole plays the carry, fires it back in there. Good throw and safe at second.
That was real close. What a play by Cole and a quick tag by Andrelton Simmons. Mike Scioscia may take a look at it. You know, Evo calling in to Steve Solis to see if it's worth to take a look at. What a play by Cole, though. Talked about how difficult it is to play in this ballpark off that wall in right field. Cole plays this as if he's been here for a long time. One hop off the wall, good throwing position, a firm throw into second, and a quick tag, one of the quickest tags you'll see. An infielder at that bag is Andrelton Simmons, but it looked like he got that foot in there, and he did. Or did he stay connected, though?
Yeah, I think he did. Looked like that knee kind of drug across the top. Well,
it's real close.
They're not going to challenge it. And maybe that's why they chose not to. Not definitive enough. First hit for Minnesota. It's a double. Jason Castro takes a breaking ball outside.
Yeah, that foot definitely beat the throw, but then it was disconnected just for a second. Would have been tough to overturn that, though.
Double by Polanco's 15th of the year. Second straight inning in which Meyer will work with a man in scoring position. Jason Castro at 223 with 6 home runs, 28 runs batted in.
Castro 2 for 5 in his career versus Alex Meyer. One of those hits being a home run.
Three 3-0. Pull the trigger, 3-0.
Spanning into strike zone, too. That was a high strike. Not easy to catch up to a high fastball from Alex Meyer.
And he walked him. Second walk issued by Alex, puts 2 men on.
Think about that 3-0 swing from Castro. One thing Paul Molitor was as a player and a Hall of Fame player, he was very aggressive, and he's allowing his hitters to have a good idea of their strike zone. If they're going to swing 3-0, they want to pitch they could drive, and that's why Castro was able to get the green light for Paul Molitor.
Byron Buxton, the center fielder, comes in batting 198. 6 doubles, a triple, 4 home runs, 14 runs batted in.
Very good speed. He's only grounded into 1 double play this season.
Slightly tardy on that fastball. That's 1-1. Not a lot of games on the slate throughout Major League Baseball on this Monday. One final, Milwaukee beat Baltimore this afternoon, 8-1.
Milwaukee continues to play well,
Yeah.
leading that NL Central over the Chicago Cubs.
Oh, Cardinals up 11-0 on Miami in the 4th. Paxton up the middle. Simmons gloves it, flips it to the glove side. Espinosa fires to first. And if it's a little bit better flip, and I know it's almost impossible to say that, but if that flip is in the air, they might have a chance at the Speedy Buxton.
That was about as good as a play as you're going to see, too, to even have a chance at a double play. That great range for Andrelton Simmons once again, and a little flip feed over Danny Espinosa, who has a power arm himself at second base. The quick flip, and got a lot on that throw. Buxton is too fast. That was a great play, though. Those two up the middle, arguably one of the best as far as middle infielder combinations in the game defensively.
Mauer lifted a fly ball to left field in the first, so he's 0 for 1.
Very rarely do you see Mauer swing at a first pitch. 7.1% of the time he'll swing at the first pitch. So he takes it often with a career batting average like that against the Angels. Very confident. 104 career hits against the Angels.
Buxton leaning as if he wants to go, and they'll check in on him. Polanco, the base runner, over at third base. He had a 1-out double off the wall and right. Alex trying to prevent the long inning. He's at 34 pitches here in the second. Buxton's on the move. Mauer fouls it at the plate.
Pretty big jump by Buxton.
Yeah.
Boy, one of the odd numbers, though. Now Joe Mauer behind in the count. 1-2 count. His batting average behind in the count, 317. But when he's ahead of the count, which he was in his first at bat, is 205. Fourth best in the majors behind in the count. Very comfortable being behind either 0-1 or even 1-2 here. But still, be ahead of the count and hitting only 205 is surprising.
Second game this year that which he has batted in that leadoff spot. Runners at first and third. Buxton doesn't go. Downstairs. It's 2-2. Joe Mauer, Paul Molitor, the native sons of the Twin Cities.
Yeah, I still consider him a friend, even though he broke my leg with a line drive.
I still think, honestly, and I mean this wholeheartedly, you should get his signature tattooed on your shin.
Yeah, I probably should. I already have the baseball tattooed on my shin, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, it felt great.
I mean, talk about a conversation piece at the pool.
Yeah.
Laying out.
Oh, yes.
Oh, he was leaning. They called a balk. The first base umpire, Jeff Nelson, the crew chief, calls a balk, and it's 1-0 Minnesota. Nelson saying that he moved that left knee first before throwing to first.
And we often talk about that and see that so often. It's surprising it's being called here on this moment here now by Jeff Nelson.
The first career balk called on Alex Meyer.
And you can't argue a balk anyhow if you're a manager.
He may have.
But that's a move we talked about. How many times we said that when you collapse that front leg just a little bit, it's supposed to be a balk. But it's never called. Well, it is called this time by Jeff Nelson with a first and third, allowing the run to score.
Bauer lifts one out towards center field, hit well. Maben going back, and this one off the top of the fence and gone. A 2-run home run, and the Twins extend their lead to 3-0.
And whether or not that was a carryover from being a balk being called or not for Alex Meyer, but Joe Mauer made him pay for it. His fastball drifted right on the heart of the plate, 96-mile-an-hour fastball, and off the top of the wall and into the bullpen.
Mauer's 5th home run of the season, now with 33 runs batted in. Eduardo Escobar at the plate.
Just the 5th home run that Alex Meyer has allowed this season. 3rd versus left-handed batter.
So a balk and a 2-run home run.
And whether mislocation was brought on because of the frustration being called for a balk there or not, still with Joe Mauer at the plate, you cannot be distracted. You got to think, I got to make a perfect pitch against a very good hitter in Joe Mauer.
Down he goes for the 3rd out, but the damage is done here. 2 complete at Target Field. The Angels now down 3-0.
For Tools of the Trade, brought to you by a Ram Trucks. You can see now why Jeff Nelson called the balk on Alex Meyer here as we get a couple different looks. The regular live feed, very difficult to really see from there, but even the home plate umpire also. But the front leg buckles like it's going towards home. The front leg, left leg for Alex Meyer, you have to already be turning towards first. Buckled, going towards home, then throws it first. The proper call by Jeff Nelson, and even Laz Diaz behind the plate saw it. Although we see that play and pitch and throw over there quite a bit where it's not called all that often, but it is a balk.
I just got asked on Twitter, is the balk the travel call of MLB? Yes.
Yeah.
Subject to interpretation.
But by rule, that was definitely a balk.
No, it's not. Yeah, it is. It's a balk. There's no doubt about that. I'm not disputing that. But there is a balk move where you actually buckle that left knee, and it's noticeable on a lot of guys.
Yeah, we know quite a few of those guys that use that move.
Yeah, the name shall remain nameless.
Yes.
One ball, two strikes on Ben Revere. 9-1-2 for the Angels here in the third.
And the frustrating thing is after that balk, you end up making a mistake with a fastball against Joe Mauer, and it cost 2 runs there on that swing of the bat against Alex Meyer. You got to try to move forward as quick as possible. Joe Mauer made him pay for it.
Oh, a little flare, and that's going to work out perfectly. Give me a woo.
Woo! The nature boy. We heard that even during the game.
You sound like a wounded gazelle.
That was a wounded woo. Woo! Oh, the nature boy comes into play again. Woo!
There it is. Flared off the bat. Never thought I'd work in a wounded gazelle.
Never a bad time to get that in there.
There's Cameron Maybin. He struck out in the first inning. The only punch out Mejia has had. Camp takes outside. 1 strikeout, no walks, and now 3 hits allowed by Mejia.
And that changeup well off the outside corner. And bring him in the strike zone. The key is the hitter.
Right after with a fastball. 2-1. Leadoff single for Ben Revere. Down 3-0 here in the third. Halos had a scoring opportunity in the first and could not capitalize on it. Off speed, fouled back.
In my Hyundai key for this game, the little Minnesota band, Soul Asylum. Runaway train, looking for the offense to get back to driving in multiple runs. Even talking to Paul Sorrento today. He's hoping that this offense can start piling hits together and scoring some runs. Had a chance, you mentioned, in the first inning, but he was able to get through any damage being done against him.
Revere's on the move, and Cameron fouls it back.
Well,
Pretty good jump for Ben.
Huge jump going on first movement with a lefty. And he has given up 3 stolen bases in 5 attempts. No pickoffs. But also by going with Ben Revere, you make the pitcher aware that you're going to be stealing bases against them. Sometimes that'll get you an extra fastball or two as a hitter at the plate.
Dribbler foul. Count still at 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Big crowd here tonight at Target Field. Cole, who had a very good swing against Mejia, on deck.
Quick throw to first. The old step off for a lefty. Always thought it's an effective move. But I've also felt it's put so much stress on the elbow.
Played with a minor league pitcher, lefty, kept doing that. He was known for that quick move, and then eventually that ended up hurting his elbow. Because you're just doing that all with arm. You're taking away your lower body away from you on that throw. You can get a runner, though, with that quick move.
Yeah. I guess once in a while it makes sense. Full count.
Tell you what, that stolen base attempt by Ben Revere really has thrown Mejia off his pace. He's been a pretty quick worker. He's thrown over a couple times, trying to be quick on a slide step. Hard to do that, throw a slide step with a changeup and be effective with it. So again, this is the threat of a stolen base. The Angels at the tops as far as steals in baseball.
Revere goes, maybe hits one to short. They flip it to second. They're going to turn the double play. 2 down. Even with the runner on the move, Cameron rolls into his 11th double play of the season.
And Ben Revere not quite the jump on this one now, but still on the move on a 3-2 count. A quick feed over from Polanco over to Escobar to complete a 6-4-3 double play.
I'm wondering why he was looking in the whole way. Don't you make sure you get a good jump? And I understand you've got to find the baseball as a base runner, but it looked like he was just looking in the entire way.
He didn't get a good read that time either. Would have been a difficult one to steal if there was no contact made by Maven.
Two outs, nobody on for Cole. Singled off the wall and right.
Great numbers last 11 games versus Twins, including 5 home runs and 8 RBI for Cole Calhoun. Almost had a home run his first bat, lined it off the wall for a single.
One, two. Upstairs the fastball. 2-2 count. Pujols on deck. 3-0 Minnesota. Alex Meyer with 2 outs balked in a run. Gave up the home run to Joe Mauer, who he had been ahead of at 1 and 2. Cole punches this one to short. Polanco over to Mauer. The Angels have done here in the third. Well, to the bottom of the third inning here at Target Field. Angels down 3-0 when we return. Rod Carew, the Hall of Famer, is going to join us here in the booth. to come in and join us here in the booth. They had a nice pregame ceremony for him throughout the ceremonial first pitch. This is the 40th anniversary of his MVP season with the Minnesota Twins back in 1977. Miguel Sano is going to lead things off. Actually, Rod moved over to the Twins radio side of things, so he's going to join us at the top of the 5th. So we apologize. He's in demand. That's what happens when you're a Hall of Famer.
Yes, indeed. And one of the all-time greats, both on and off the field.
Oh, cue shot to the right side, and they'll sneak by Espinosa. Sano's on board. Leadoff single. There's Rod for Provis. The Dazzle Man, dang glad.
Yes. Oh, Rod, one of the best. Such a great guy.
Max Kepler struck out his first time up. Pardon me, walked his first time up, and he'll drive this one out to right center field. Nobody's going to get this one. Off the fence. Maben and Calhoun, a little bit of miscommunication there. Cameron fires it to Espinosa that throws up the line. And it's an RBI double off the bat of Max Kepler, makes it 4-0 Twins. Boy, two things there. The little miscommunication there between Cole and Maben, and then if Espinosa's throw, even with that communication problem, that throws on the plate, I think they get Sano.
Yeah, they do. And even though Miguel Sano read that one very well and had a good jump, and he runs very quickly for a big man. A little bit of a miscommunication, like you said, that high throw up the line enough to allow Sano to score the 4th run of the game for the Minnesota Twins.
Back-to-back hits allowed by Meyer to start the 3rd. Nobody out. Kepler with his 19th double, 33rd run batted in. They've jumped on his fastball. The breaking ball was effective early, but all of a sudden Alex Meyer's gone to more of a fastball repertoire. Vargas went down on the off-speed pitch to end the first inning. One of 4 strikeouts for Alex.
What a find, though, by the Minnesota Twins to get and sign Max Kepler. We've seen him now for a couple of seasons. Very good player. Runs well. Pretty good power. 29 extra base hits this season for the Minnesota Twins.
Oh, a little pop-up to Escobar. 1 down.
Big out there for Alex Meyer, does not allow Kepler to advance on and out to 3rd base. And forward to fall too. He's further behind the way Mejia has thrown the ball. Which is what he's done in the last couple of games for the Minnesota Twins.
Off speed outside. Edwin Rosario struck out in the 2nd inning. Martine's going to go out and talk things over now.
Maldonado knows exactly when to go out and have a quick conversation with a pitcher, whether you're a young pitcher or even a veteran pitcher. What he's seeing, what he's sensing that you're doing wrong. And a lot of times pitchers don't want to catch him to come out, but he has that presence where there's so much respect for the pitchers, for him, and his knowledge of what's going right or wrong during that course of a game. Always easy to get that information if you're Martin Maldonado when you have one of the best catchers, defensive catchers the game ever saw in Mike Scioscia. And his communication and what the drills they go through, even in spring training down there in Tempe so early in the morning, that entire staff, the coaches with the catchers so early working on things. Especially when you think that Maldonado didn't know any of these pitchers. He originally was an Angel, but most of them, or all of them, were not part of the organization at that point when Martin Maldonado was in the Angel organization before moving to Milwaukee.
4-pitch walk. Third walk issued by Meyer to go with a 4 strikeout. So the Twins with 2 men on and 1 out. Jorge Polanco coming up. The shortstop doubled and scored on the balk call in the second inning. Bouncer towards short. Simmons comes in, feeds Espinosa for 1. The relay to first, not in time. And that's all Simmons and Espinosa can do.
Yeah, a lot on that throw. Again, Polanco too quick going down the line. Tell you what, when I'm looking at Jeff Nelson there, first base umpire, he's in very good position to see this and listen for the throw and the foot. This baseball is going in the glove. See that foot right on the base, the sound they're looking for, and or I should say listening for, and also the sight of the baseball in the glove. Look at Jeff Nelson once again, good call there, first base umpire.
Two outs, runners at the corners. Just Castro at the plate. He worked a walk into second. Boy, what a jump. Throw down and almost got him.
Almost like he started to slide too soon. The head first slide. I didn't think he'd even have a shot at this play. That's a huge jump, and it's a breaking ball. Perfect throw. Just got his hand in.
Polanco with his 4th stolen base. I'd imagine it's in the back of Alex's mind now about throwing over to first base and making sure he doesn't balk again, especially with a man at third base.
It does play into your mindset as far as the throw over, especially when you feel like you've done the same move over the first base throughout your career.
Oh, a little pop up, foul. No balls, 2 strikes. 1 run in, a single by Sano, the double by Kepler to lead off the 3rd. Meyer started to walk toward the dugout.
Pretty close to a strike, though. You see the first 2 on the corners. This backdoor break ball could easily be called a strike. Just touching that outside corner, framed very well by Maldonado.
And it looked like he went around, and he did. Sherwater rings this one up. So Alex limits the third inning to just a run. We'll head to the fourth. Minnesota's on top 4-0. Fox Sports Supports is proud to team up with Homes for Our Troops, building mortgage-free, specially adapted homes nationwide for severely injured post-9/11 veterans. Learn more about how Homes for Our Troops is rebuilding lives and visit foxsportssupports.com. We begin the fourth here, Target Field. Halos down by the score of 4-0. 3, 4, and 5 coming up. This 4th of July holiday. Got a fireworks show planned for after the game today. And they've got a day game tomorrow, because everybody's got to get to the lakes.
Yes.
For some more fireworks.
They have a few thousand lakes here, don't they?
Yeah.
Like 10,000?
Exactly. Pujols 1 for 1 tonight. Takes a strike. Get some walleye soup.
Yes.
Bouncer to the right side. That might sneak through, and it will.
That's well placed.
That's it. Better be lucky than good. Albert 2 for 2. Now 2 hits shy of getting to 2,900 hits.
Off the end of the bat. Perfectly placed with the shift on. That's one of those hits, though. As a pitcher, when you make a pitch like that against a future Hall of Famer and you get a dribbler like that, you're assuming it's an out.
Yeah.
And that's the old hang with them on that one.
And when it goes as a hit, you want to gnaw your arm off,
or look into the dugout and say, all right, really, the shift on again? You have to keep it going.
Always deflecting as a pitcher.
Yes.
It's never your fault.
Oh, it is the catcher's fault. Bad sign he put down.
Escobar takes way outside. Uni.
Or scouting report.
Hit a fly ball to center field.
Not location of the pitch.
Man, there's some serious deflection going on here in this booth right now. You are. You're like Wonder Woman right now with the the magic wrist. What are those cuff things?
By the way, that movie it's made unbelievable amount of money.
What are those things called? Didn't you once dress up as Wonder Woman? Bracelets, maybe?
That's this Halloween.
Escobar punching one to right. That one's hit pretty well. Kepler moving back on it. He can't make the play. Ricochets off the wall. Albert jogging slowly toward third base. I wonder if something's bothering Albert, because usually on a play like that, he's going pretty hard.
It's amazing with Albert, the discomfort he's had, and he just keeps going and going.
So the Angels, like the Twins, open up this half inning with a single and a double.
And right away having a conversation with Miguel Sano, even though you know he wasn't feeling good going to third base. Nice effort by Max Kepler, but swung well and drove the ball the other way once again by, Escobar. And a changeup. He's had a couple of changeups in that bat and then finally got a fastball away and drives it off the wall.
Second and third, nobody out. Andrelton Simmons up. Infield back. They'll give up the run for the out. Andrelton grounded out his first time up.
Anderson's not happy about that call, and he has every right not to be happy with it. That was about a baseball or two off the outside corner. Because that changes it into bad, because it forces you as a hitter to expand your zone, and he's still clearly not real happy about that call. I don't blame him for going right back out there with a changeup away. That one called a ball. Look at the location of this changeup. Well off the outside corner. Called a strike. See why Anderson's upset.
And I understand umpires have to protect themselves, and that's why they position themselves that way. But how a guy can set up on the inside part of the plate of a right-handed batter, be able to call the outside corner? It's impossible. Back in the day when you had the big pillow protector, umpires would set up right over the heart of the plate. Well, then you can see the entire plate. You can call both sides. But I mean, it's a pure guess, especially on something that's turned over, a little two-seamer or a changeup tailing away from a right-handed batter.
You might think as a home plate umpire, it's crossing the plate in the strike zone, not where he's catching it, because you're set up on that part of the plate.
2-1. Simmons punches one to right center field. That should bring home two. Pujols scores. Escobar coming around, and Andrelton Simmons with a 2 RBI single gets the Angels on the board.
38 RBI now in the season for Andrelton Simmons. And a bunch of questions asked from people in Twitter world to both of us today about Andrelton Simmons. Could he or should he have been an all-star when you look at the numbers he's put up? That's another really good swing by Simba, driving in too. One thing you always got to remember, just because when Mike Trout is not playing in the All-Star game doesn't mean Major League Baseball has to replace Mike Trout with another Angel in there. Andrelton Simmons certainly worthy of that consideration, and there's still time before the game is played that may indeed happen. He's put together an outstanding season. 28 extra base hits already this year for Andrelton Simmons. Had 28 all of last year.
I think the time has come where you got to remove that whole every team needs to be represented, I should say, in the All-Star game. Maldonado fouls this one off.
One name I'm happy to see make the All-Star team in the American League, Yonder Alonso from the Oakland A's. He's put together a very good season for Oakland.
Born in Cuba, raised in Miami, went to University of Miami, kind of going back home. Maldonado lifts one out toward left center field.
And
just got underneath that one.
He felt he had a pitch to do some damage.
Buxton cuts in front of the left fielder Rosario at the last second, makes the catch.
Talk about some range and coverage. Rosario thinking, okay, that's a pretty easy play for me. We talked about those defensive runs saved. Look how far Buxton goes to catch this fly ball. Fortunately enough, there was no contact made between the two. You clearly see Rosario was calling for it all the way through, but Buxton, the center fielder, the quarterback of the outfield defense, ended up making the play. Martin Maldonado frustrated. He felt he had a pitch right there to tie the game up.
Throw to first base and almost fires it away Fredo Griffin moonwalks out of the way of that. Valbuena grounded out his first at bat.
Well, that's a pitch right there for Luis Valbuena against the lefty, where he could have turned on that two-seam fastball right in the heart of the plate on the inside corner. Hamilton Simmons, 13 stolen bases, been caught twice. Trying to get a read against me here, see if he can get a good jump against him. Castro has thrown out 27% of base stealers this season.
One. Trying to pull that pitch.
Hamilton Simmons was going back to the base as Mejia delivered the baseball also.
Looks like Luis Valbuena has joined the fashion fad throughout Major League Baseball and putting the mask on the helmet. A lot of guys throughout baseball all of a sudden sporting those. I think that distracts you peripherally.
That's why you notice that Giancarlo Stanton does it against right-handed pitchers, but doesn't do it against left-handed pitchers.
He's been hit.
Yes, but it feels like it's been a distraction. He wants to be able to see the baseball better out of the hand of a left-hander. Yeah, but he got hit really hard.
Correct. Chris Iannetta's been hit. I get it when those guys use it. Just from a mental standpoint. 1-2. Simmons looked like he wanted to go. This was pulled foul.
Could be a situation here for Luis Valbuena. Want to make sure he stays inside against a left-handed pitcher. Doesn't get a lot of at-bats against the lefty.
We'll go with that. Yunel Escobar a couple of weeks busted one out for one at-bat at home. That was enough. 1-2. Out it goes. 2 outs. Second strikeout for Mejia.
And speaking of all-stars, Mike Trout again selected as a starter for the AL All-Star team for the 5th straight year, 6th time in his career he's an All-Star. It ties a club record. 5th straight season being selected to start with Rod Carew, who we'll be talking to very shortly. Only player ever to win 2 straight All-Star game MVPs. 4 extra base hits in his career in the All-Star game for Mike Trout. Who do you remember that one game against Zach Greinke where he went the other way? Home run against them.
Espinosa popped out to the second baseman in the second inning. He's 0 for 1. 4-2 Minnesota. We are in the 4th.
With that good swing from Yunel Escobar, double off the wall and a base hit, scoring 2. Hamilton Simmons, we have ourselves a ball game now. That last inning, Alex Meyer did a good job of preventing too much damage. Get through, just gave up that 1 run. All of a sudden now the Angels is down by 2 here.
Ball at a strike.
When it's watching Hamilton Simmons, he's trying to get a read against Mejia, but he can't read him right. He keeps going, drifting back towards the base. You know he wants to try to steal a bag to get in scoring position for Danny Espinosa, but he's not reading it well. Sometimes the first base coach, Alfredo Griffin, will try to see if he's reading anything to give Andrelton Simmons that shot to try to steal a bag. See, even when he was going back on a slide step, quick pitch to him.
Ball and 2 strikes on Danny. .64 pitches thrown by Mejia. 2 strikeouts, no walks. 6 hits allowed. Angels have out hit the Twins thus far, but trail it 4-2. And down goes Espinosa. As Mejia strikes out the last 2 batters to end the throw. The Angels get on the board. We'll head to the bottom of the 4th. Minnesota on top. Dealer. Visit buyhyundai.com today.
It's the bottom of the 4th here at Target Field. The Angels down by the score of 4-2, and we've been promising you this, and he has finally showed up. It's royalty in our booth. The Hall of Famer Rod Carew is kind enough to join us. And before we get started, health update. How are you doing? You look absolutely amazing.
Well, I'm doing great. You know, I couldn't ask to be at a better place than I am right now. Doctors are taking care of me. My wife is taking care of me. I can't ask for any more. I'm out at a ball game talking to a guy that used to throw me all those sliders. You know.
You still always have that smile on your face, though.
He always said the scouting report on you was always just throw it down the middle, let him hit it.
Yeah.
They hit it on the line at somebody. Don't catch it. Otherwise, you have no chance.
You know what Texas used to do? They used to tell me what's coming.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That probably would work.
And I said, I used to look at Sundberg and says, if you get me hit, I says, I'm going to take this bat and whack you over there. Look over at the dugout. The man wants me to tell you what's coming. And he says, fastball.
Buxton lofting this one out to Revere in left field. There is the first out of the bottom of the 4th inning. Well, I tell you what.
And then I was 0 for 1. You know, and then I says, hey, Sonny, don't tell me what's coming. He says, I have to. I went 0 for 4 that day. And I wasn't a happy camper.
Oh, I can only imagine with you.
They were throwing everything right down the middle.
Would you have wanted to know what pitch was coming or location if you had your choice?
If I had my choice, location.
Yeah.
I had one of a player with the Twins once called a pitch for me, and he said a breaking ball was coming. And I said, do I trust him? And I almost got hit right here in the face. So after that, I said, I don't want to know. And he was at second base, and I had to stop, call time, and go tell the third baseman, tell him don't tell me anything I don't want to know. I'm going to do it myself.
Yeah, Victor is absolutely right, Rob. I was our scouting report. He goes, hey, just throw it down the middle. He'll hit it on the line, but at least we might know where the ball would go, because inside you would smoke it the other way. Away, you're going to hit it hard. It's like it's something all speed down and in. You could drive it, extra base hit. We really had, that was a youngster. I'm like, wait a minute now. Isn't that our goal, not to throw the ball down the middle? But if it gets you, that was our goal.
Oh, gosh. But, I had fun with it. I had fun with it.
When you come back to situations like this, do you like reminiscing about you threw the ceremonial first pitch to Tony Oliva, a guy that was your roommate back in the day. I mean, it's got to bring back so many memories and stories.
We walked around today and we talked. And, he was one of the best people that I had that helped me out as far as a young player. He talked to me about confidence and about learning how to play the game, and watching and observing, and that's how you pick up things. So we were really, really close. We still are.
Yeah, did he tell you to keep a smile on your face? Because both of you guys always have a smile on your face every time I ever see you guys.
You know what he always told me too? He says, Rumi, don't get mad. They're going to get you out. I says, yeah, I know they're going to get me out, but I don't want them to get me out. He says, then don't even look at him when they get you out. Just run the bases, come back to the dugout. And I told him, I says, Rumi, that's no fun.
But you both had a lot of hits together, that's for sure.
Yeah, we had 10 silver bats in our room. But he was a great hitter to himself, and that's all we talked about on the bench. Who we're facing today, what they try to do. Nothing else. We never talked to anybody else, but we'll get in the corner and we talked about hitting. And one day he looked at me and he says, Rumi, he said, why don't you go buy a camera? He says, for what? He says, we can tape each other. And so I said, okay. So I went and I bought it. Bell and Howell.
We'll stay in the yard. Now we're back to first.
So I bought this whole little Bell and Howell camera.
Yep.
And we went out and we started filming each other during the game. Then we rush back to the hotel, take the sheet off the bag and off the bed and tack it up. And we just sat there and watched ourselves, I had 4 hits and he had 5.
Well, that's not fair.
And then I looked at him and says, why do we need a camera? Oh, he's a character, man. I've been fortunate, though, to have played with some good guys. He was special, and Harmon Killebrew was very, very special, And, one thing that I learned from him is that he used to call me Junior. He says, Junior, he says, don't ever think you're bigger than this game. It costs nothing to be nice. And that's how I've tried to do with people, around the ballpark, away from the ballpark, just to be nice about it.
Maven underneath this one. And that'll do it for the Twins here in the bottom of the 4th. Do you mind sticking around another half inning?
Oh,
We've got some questions for you.
Okay.
We're headed to the 5th inning.
I hope
Halos
they're
down
easy.
4-2. 4-2. Hall of Famer Ron Carews joining us in the broadcast booth yet again. And before we move on to other things, because we're here this year celebrating the 40th anniversary of your Most Valuable Player award back in 1977. And I do want to ask you about that season, but before we move on to that, Tony Oliva, you're talking about him. Does it bother you a little bit? I mean, you guys were both very pure hitters, that Tony doesn't quite get the recognition, or never really got the recognition that he probably deserved as a pure hitter here in the big leagues?
Never did, and still doesn't get the recognition. And you know, he's such a good guy. That stuff doesn't bother him.
Right.
You know, he just goes about it every day and work with these kids and hope that he can help them. But I was a rookie when he took me in as his roommate, and we roomed together for about 11 years. And just sitting and talking to him about the game itself, and he'd point out pitchers that what they try to do to him, they're going to try and do to me, and things like that. So I used to pick his brain at times, you know, talk about situations and the latter part of the game, what should I expect from certain pitchers. And sure enough, you know, it would always be what he would say to me. That's the pitch I would get. So then I started keeping a little book, you know, just writing down things that, you know, that I know I was going to see in the 7th, 8th, or 9th inning.
By the way, when you see in this game nowadays, we're seeing a lot of home runs, but we're also seeing a lot of strikeouts. And I have to ask you this, because you never would ever strike out. Would it bother you? I mean, you see guys, it's almost as if, well, an outs and out type of conversation, but a strikeout, that would have to bother you. I know it did for you, but to see that where guys are kind of okay with the strikeout.
That's the longest walk from the batter's box to the dugout. I hated that walk, you know, and I see it now. And why are you guessing 3-2, looking for a breaking ball or a changeup, pitches you're not going to hit, and you're taking that fastball right down the middle? I just don't understand it. But it's all about guessing, you know. They want to guess, and they get themselves out guessing.
You know, your MVP season, you only struck out 55 times all year. Now you see that in about a month and a half, and a lot of guys now in the big leagues.
Yeah, I don't know, you know. And the thing about hitting is, you know, you've got to understand and know what you're looking for, and know situations, and maybe what pitches you're going to get, and react to them. You know, you can't go up there all the time saying, "Oh, I got to try and hit his changeup." What I did is I just eliminated certain pitches early in the count, especially. I would say, okay, I'm not going to swing at the changeup, or I'm not going to swing at a guy's slider or breaking ball. But when he throws me the fastball, I'm going to be all over it.
Yeah.
You know, a right-hander with Baltimore. Geez, I can't think of his name, but he used to throw a lot of breaking balls. He used to throw me 20 breaking balls in a row. And
Not like a Pat Dobson or something like that?
no, Bodico, Mike
Mike
Bodico.
Bodico.
yeah.
Oh, yes.
And then he'll throw me a fastball, and I'm all over the fastball. And he said, "How can you hit that pitch? How can you hit that pitch?" That's the one I was looking for. Because I couldn't hit his curveball. You know, he threw his curveball maybe 2 or 3 different speeds, and I just couldn't handle it. But he wasn't going to throw that 85-mile-an-hour fastball by me. I was always ready to hit. You know, it's crazy.
Gooby mentioned that MVP season in 1977, and you had career highs across the board. I mean, batting average, doubles, triples, home runs, runs batted in. You got to the century mark in RBIs with 100. What was it about that season for you? I mean, was there something that clicked in spring training? I mean, you were already a multi-time All-Star. I mean, what was it that became such a great season for you?
I don't know how I made the club in that year, because I stunk as far as spring training go. Oh man, I couldn't hit spring training, but when the bell rang, I get 2, 3, 4 hits. What was really amazing is that I would stand at home plate, and I would see the infielders in one position. And when the pitcher got ready to release the ball, you'll see them move. And I'm like, why are they moving? oh, they want me to pull the ball over there or hit the ball over there, and I didn't. I always hit the ball where they were standing, and balls started going through, and I started getting base hits. Plus, the ball looked like a beach ball that it came up there and it stopped and says, "Hit me, hit me." You know, when you're doing well, that's what happens. Most good hitters will tell you that.
Oh yeah, those good quiet hands though. It was unbelievable how that. I'm just watching the swings. I remember seeing him facing you, but those hands you had, it felt like he covered the entire plate.
Well, did you notice where I stood on the plate?
Yes.
Sharply hit to Pujols, and that'll do it for the Angels here in the top of the fifth. Rod, it never gets old getting a chance to catch up with you and talking baseball. Thank you so much. Continued health.
You are the
look
best.
amazing.
You are the best.
Hall of Famer Rod Carew joining us. Stick around. More baseball here. Target Field. Halos down 4-2. Steelers find new roads. Minneapolis, the opener of this three-game set. Halos down 4-2. Bottom of the fifth inning, Alex Meyer back to work, and he'll face Kepler, Vargas, and Rosario. It's always great to catch up with Rod Carew. We didn't mention those numbers, by the way. In 1977, that MVP season, he hit .388. At one point that season, he touched .400. And it was before the game today. What they did was, before he threw the ceremonial first pitch, he walked out to second base because he hit a double in 1977 that got him to .400. It was his second hit of the day. And he tipped his cap because they showed the .400 up on the board as Kepler bounces it foul. And so today they basically recreated it.
Yeah.
Rod walked out to second base, tipped his cap, and they had the two shots up on the board. It was great, but he hit .388, 38 doubles, 16 triples.
16 triples?
16 triples, 14 home runs. And he got 100 runs batted in. The only time he hit 100 runs batted in. Kepler yanks it foul again.
That was so much fun having him in the booth for a full inning too. Boy, it's amazing how he remembers everything.
Yeah.
What a hitter he was. Better human being though. He's the best. He is so much fun. I loved it when I was with the Angels in '97. He was the hitting coach there. We used to sit there and talk the whole game. He knew exactly what to do. Every single pitcher was on the mound. Relayed that information, all those good young hitters from Tim Salmon to Garrett Anderson, Darren Erstad. Look at those numbers. All-star, his first 18 seasons. 12 times with the Twins, 6 with the Angels.
And he had a pretty good room dog, Antonio Oliva, because he was the Rookie of the Year. Rod was that his first season.
How lucky is that for him?
Kepler launches one to right field. That is gone. A home run. A line shot over the wall in right field. And Kepler been swinging the bat so well against Alex Meyer with a walk and double and now a home run. And it's 5-2 Minnesota.
Well, that baseball got out so quickly for Kepler. Two home runs allowed in this game for Alex Meyer. That's a breaking ball, one of the few breaking balls that didn't get down, and lines that one out off that metal fence above the wall for a solo shot. 10th home run, 19 doubles on the season, also 1 triple.
Broken bat flare out to left field. The barrel ends up beyond the mound. Vargas on board for the first time tonight. He's 1 for 3.
Runs that fastball, shatters the bat, but strong enough to get in that outfield for a base hit for Vargas.
Some scrambling going on in the Angels bullpen out at left center field. Alex in 76 pitches. Esmero Petit is the first man up. Lifted out to left field. Ben Revere coming in. One down. Rosario 0 for 2 with a walk. Caught the outside corner.
Change up there from Alex Meyer.
Laid on it, fouls it off. 0-2 count. Polanco with a double and a fielder's choice, a stolen base and a run scored. Pull this one foul. It's noticeable too tonight a little bit, the fact that Alex's velocity's not living at 98 and hovering at 98.
Yeah, he had one early, but other than that, yeah, you're right, 93, 94 range. That 98-mile-an-hour fastball real early in the game.
Down goes Polanco. 2 outs, just stayed away from him.
I think part of the reason why he got that fastball by him too is because he threw a changeup early in the sequence against him to get a swing and miss.
So 2 outs and a man at first base. Jason Castro coming up. Back toward the middle. Simmons has it. Races to the bag. He'll force out Vargas. So leadoff home run for Max Kepler gets one of the runs back for Minnesota. We'll head to the 6th inning. Angels down 5-2.
By your local Southern California Land Rover retailers. By Fios by Frontier. Get the best price ever on Fios TV, internet, and voice by Frontier. Visit fiosbyfrontier.com today. And by your local Toyota dealers. Let's go places.
It's a beautiful night here to open up this 3-game set from Target Field against the Twins. Angels 1-3 against Minnesota this year. Trail this one 5-2 as we begin the 6th. Escobar, Simmons, and Maldonado coming up for the Angels. Adalberto Mejia, 4 strikeouts, no walks. He's given up 7 hits. You're now 1 for 2 with the double and a run scored in the 4th.
Yeah, that was a little two-seam fastball away. Escobar has been very good against a changeup, and he threw him a changeup first pitch right away.
In tight. Oh, down he goes. Little cut action down underneath the hands. 1 out.
It's been a pretty effective pitch for him this season. His cut fastball got one underneath the hands, get a swing and miss. But you know, Escobar doesn't strike out a whole lot himself. Late break to that cutter, swing and miss on that pitch.
Andrelton 1 for 2, had a 2 RBI single in the 4th. Mejia, for all his struggles that he's had here at Target Field this season, certainly seems to get stronger and stronger as this game progresses.
A 3-run lead, more confident.
One and two.
And able to get that four-seam fastball by a very good four-seam fastball hitter in Andrelton Simmons. Expanded the strike zone.
Oh, there's a punch base hit. Inside out approach. Oh, Derek Jeter action right there.
That was a high fastball too.
Multi-hit game for Andrelton.
We talked about it in the past, very difficult to strike out Simmons, even a fastball up. Really kept his head still and his eyes level, and that swing brought his hands up. And still got pretty good part of the bat on the baseball to get it by Mauer in the right field. Mauer's done a very good job making that adjustment from catcher to first baseman. Not easy to get it by him. Simmons did. Maldonado just missed crushing a baseball last at bat against Mejia. Mejia, remember that? Look at that changeup off the plate.
Maldonado backs out. Time was called. Pretty good block by Jason Castro. Simmons stays at first, counting it up at 2-2. Minnesota scored 3 runs in the second, 1 in the third, and 1 in the fifth. The 2 runs for the Angels came in the 4th inning. 3 consecutive hits, single, double, and a single by Simmons. Broken bat, roller to short. Gloved over to second base. They turn the double play. Mentioned the defense has been much improved for Minnesota. Heck of a pitch by Mejia. We'll head to the bottom of the 6th inning. Twins lead it.
Rayburn walk-off RBI single in the ninth gives the Nats a 3-2 win over the Mets. The Mets scored 2 to tie it in the ninth, but Rayburn wins it in the bottom of the ninth. A good Odor, 15th home run of the season, 33 last year, as they are tied right now in Texas 2-2 against the Boston Red Sox. But that bullpen for the Nationals, though, they really have struggled to close that game. So we're up 2-0, gave up 2 runs, but did come back and win on a walk-off.
Just got to go complete game every time.
I think so.
Your starter. 32nd game for Yusmeiro Petit. Takes over for Alex Meyer here in the bottom of the 6th inning. 5-2 Minnesota. Bucks is swinging first pitch. Guys went out to shallow left center. Revere, Simmons, Maben, Angelton taking charge. 1 down.
Take a look at the big story around the majors. Players of the week. The players of the month, I should say. Aaron Judge, 10 home runs, 25 RBI. The AL player of the month. Tremendous power, especially even going the other way. Andrew McCutcheon, what a season. He has turned it around. NL player of the month. .411 batting average with 6 big fly, 23 RBI. It's good to see Kutch coming back and driving the ball even the other way, performing like we've seen him perform in the past. His name will be certainly out there in the trade market.
Bauer, that leadoff spot tonight. Fly ball left, a 2-run home run and a walk.
Seems to be the count where he's the most dangerous, when he's behind in the count.
Alex Meyer tonight. 5 innings, 5 runs all earned, 6 hits, 2 home runs, 6 strikeouts, and 4 walks.
When you look at how well Mauer hits the ball, especially when you think of it as behind in the count, can hit the ball so well the other way. 35 of his hits to left field, 31 to center. So when he pulled 11 of his hits to right field, stays back on it very well. Drives the ball exceptionally well left center field.
So pitch him in. Right?
Always felt well. He can inside. I think if you throw a slow curveball in, it forces him to pull the ball and hit the ball on the ground. You see, he's a guy that will roll into some double plays. And when you throw him that slow breaker ball inside part of the plate, he will roll over on that and hit it on the ground to the right side of the infield. Surprised that Alex Meyer didn't throw more curveballs throughout those first 3 at-bats. See how well he stays back.
Again, so why keep pitching him away? Is my point.
Yeah.
His power numbers aren't anything to that stand out. He hit the 1 tonight. It was 96 and was up and away.
You run that 2-seam fastball that starts at the hip and runs it back in. I mean, there's no panicking or anything in that swing going the other way. Level swing on a high fastball, 91. His numbers against the Angels it's amazing what he has done against some very good pitching throughout his career for the Angels going against him.
Escobar hit by a pitch, a strikeout, a fly ball to right. He's 0 for 2. What a 1. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Two runs, 8 hits, 4 left on for the Angels. 5 runs, 7 hits. 6 men left on so far for Minnesota. This one's pulled through the right side. 2-2 count. 8th hit of the night for Minnesota. And it'll bring up Sano. And this copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the Los Angeles Angels and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of Angels Baseball LP.
Very dangerous hitter at the plate now, Miguel Sano, the all-star Miguel Sano. Talked about him quite a bit on the pregame show about what he has done and what he's improved on from last year to this season. What he's done as far as his approach, where he holds his hands, his stride, his leg kick, completely different than last season. Talked about swing rates, swing percentage. Last season was swing percentage 41%. This season 47%. But in the zone, he's made sure when he has swung the bat, they're in the strike zone 71% of the time. And he's aggressive on that first pitch. He's had a lot of success on the first pitch. Already with a base hit on a first pitch swinging. When you look at his numbers from last season, 236 batting average, 25 home runs, solid, 66 RBI. This season, 272, 20 home run, 58 RBI already this season. Batting average much higher versus the fastball this season as compared to last. Same thing with the breaking ball. Significant increase in batting average on the breaking ball as compared to last season.
Line to left center field. Revere's not going to get there. It'll go to the wall. Maurer easily scores. Escobar being waved around. It's a 2 RBI double by Miguel Sano. It's 7-2 Minnesota.
Well, right on cue on the success of Sano this season. And that swing percentage in the strike zone and how strong he is. Location supposed to be down. It's upstairs. Stay back. He's got that foot down and lines it into left center field for a 2 RBI double. Now with 60 RBI on the season.
Max Kepler's been on board 3 times with a walk, a double, and a home run. 2 runs batted in. One pitch. Oh, pop up behind third base. And that's going to fall in for a base hit. Kepler's trying to go to second. They have him in a rundown. Espinosa is going to fire to Escobar. And it's Sano in a rundown. And a tag is applied. 2 outs. Throw to second base. And Cole ends up landing on Kepler. Looked like Kepler's foot came off the base there for a second.
And you might have to take a look at that one, and all the way from right field. That's why as an outfielder you are in position to cover a base. When you have a rundown, when you have multiple infielders involved in rundowns, as an outfielder, you're not a spectator. You run in there to a base, and that's exactly what Cole Calhoun did. And almost got Kepler at second on a firm throw from Maldonado. Baseball falls in. And Simmons with the bare hand quickly fires it to second as Kepler thought he might have a shot at a double. Nice play by Danny Espinosa. forcing a run down to Miguel Sano. A quick tag there by Maldonado and a quick throw to second. Real close to that foot coming off the base. Has to get in there quickly.
His foot's off the base.
Face off the base. It's a matter of, is the glove on him when the foot comes off the base?
Nope.
Nope.
No challenge by the Angels. 2 outs. Still 7-2. Kepler at second. Vargas takes outside.
Yeah, and what another great play by Anderson Simmons. Always thinking ahead. Good hustle in there by Cole Calhoun. Almost got that out at second also. Well, yes, Mario Petit has been so good out of the bullpen, but his last inning in the third, 4 earned runs allowed. One of the big reasons why the Angels are at 500 right now is him down in the bullpen, so successful.
Off speed, fouled off. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Vargas. DH. 1 for 3 with a single. A warm night here at Minneapolis to open up this 3-game set. Two balls, 2 strikes. Down goes Vargas. And the 6th is in the books, but not before the Twins add 2. We head to the 7th inning. Angels now trailing 7-2. With your friends and family, Angels baseball is great family fun for everyone. For only $44, get 4 tickets, 4 hot dogs, and 4 soft drinks with the Coca-Cola Friends and Family Fun Pack. Go to angels.com for more information. Top of the 7th. Halos down 7-2. Mejia tonight has been exceptional. 5 strikeouts, no walks, 90 pitches. Here in the 7th, he'll get the bottom third of the order. Valbuena, Espinosa, and Revere. And Luis launches one out toward right center field. Kepler's going to watch this one go. Big fly for Luis Valbuena.
Wow.
That was mammoth.
Right
It's
above
7-3.
Right above Super America on that swing. Wow. That is some serious distance. That had to make Luis Valbuena feel good right here against a lefty. Fastball, hard of the plate. And that ball is way out.
He loves him some bat flip, doesn't he?
Oh, 6th home run of the season. When you hit a ball that far, yeah.
He bat flips singles, man. He breaks a bat, gets a flare to left, he bat flips it.
He's thanking the bat.
Yeah.
First home run versus a left-handed pitcher this year for Luis Valbuena.
Espinosa grounds down for out number 1. Tampa Trojan getting ready. 4 hits allowed in that 6th inning for Yusmeiro Petit. Well, we have a little discrepancy in that it was announced at 459 feet. For Luis Valbuena, StatCast had it at 427.
I'm going with the 4.
I'll go with the hometown guys, right?
Yeah,
They would know.
yeah. That was.
You don't like that algorithm.
No. That ball was crushed. That has to be 450 plus. The youngster getting the baseball there now.
Revere grounds out. 2 outs.
Remember that old Metrodome? That ball would have been way up there in the Metrodome.
Off the baggie.
Yes. Good shot at it.
No smoking in the Metrodome.
Ken Herbeck was great when he heard that too.
But would it have gone 459 for the Angels since they would have turned on the air conditioners at that time to keep the baseball from going in, allegedly? Right?
Oh, yes. You talk about a great hitter's yard. Did you buy into that? Well, we had a game against them. We were making a run at them in '87 when they won their first World Series.
Right.
And we won the first 2 games of the series. And all of a sudden, in the 3rd game, Charlie Lieberman was throwing the ball well. All of a sudden, gave up 9 runs. The ball was just flying everywhere. We're like, wait a minute. The guys in 8 and 9 hitters are crushing the ball out of the ballpark. So we were convinced of that. And that place, by the way, the loudest place I've ever been. That place was so loud during that run in '87. '91 also when they won another World Series, but '87 was unbelievable. It's like standing and hanging out at an airport all day watching jets take off. It was that loud at that place.
Great Jack Morris is next door doing TV analysis for the Minnesota Twins. Pitched some pretty good games in postseason.
Yeah, you think? That '91 Game 7?
Not bad.
Against Smoltzy?
It's okay.
Yeah.
He locked horns.
Yes.
He did what he could do. There's Jack.
There he is.
What do they call him? Angry Jack?
Happy Jack.
Happy Jack. Happy Jack. He's always angry.
Hey, when he was out there on the mound, you didn't want to dig in there or try to. You were not bat flipping him, that's for sure. What a performance by Jack Morris. He was not coming out of that game no matter what.
Alejandro Pena. The Dazzle Man, Dan Gladden.
Yes.
Dan Gladden, a couple booths down doing the radio. 2-out walk to Maben. Here's Cole. A couple of singles for Calhoun. He'll shoot this one out to center. Bucks it almost dead in his tracks. Puts it away. Halos are done here in the 7th. Luis Valbuena, the leadoff home run. Hits the Angels a run. It is 7-3 Minnesota.
Coors Light on this date back in 1970. Our buddy Clyde Wright threw the first no-hitter at Angels Stadium. Second no-hitter in Angels history. Bo Belinsky threw that no-hitter at Dodger Stadium. Clyde Wright went on to win 22 games that year, 1970. Same day that Teemu Selanne was born, on his way to the Hockey Hall of Fame.
The
himself.
Hall of Famer.
Yes.
Teemu Selanne.
By the way, Clyde Wright, thanks, and really, because of Rod Carew and what he went through, got his heart checked, and because of that, is doing very well at this moment for Clyde Wright. So they've always been real good friends, and I'll tell you what, it became even better after that. What Rod went through, made sure that Clyde Wright got checked himself, and luckily he did. Here's Rod's foundation, Heart of 29.
Tampa Trojan takes over on the mound here in the 7th. Thirteenth game, 2-0 record, a 2.25 ERA. 18 strikeouts, 2 walks, 12 innings of work. Good fastball, and 0-2 count on Edwin Rosario. Those Stars and Stripes socks still being worn. We'll wear them through tomorrow as well. Reaching for it. Cowboy had thought about going after it, but he'll stay at home. Espinosa throws out. Rosario one away. Duffy's first man up for Minnesota. Imagine Mejia's done. He was at 90 pitches when he started the 7th. Overall, a good outing for him. Considering he came into tonight with an ERA over 6 at home this year.
But it's a nasty breaking ball.
No doubt. Polanco 1 for 4 on the night. They join the Angels Tuesday, July 18th. Nationals are in town that night. Fans in attendance receive a Trout MVP double bobblehead courtesy of the Automobile Club of Southern California while supplies last. For more information, go to angels.com.
Hopefully at that point Mike Trout will be playing.
I hope so too.
Goes down. He's had a workout today. Goes to Inland Empire to have a workout tomorrow. Potentially get in some rehab games down in Inland Empire through the All-Star break. Game would feature 2 of the best young players in the game, Trout and Harper. But just going back and looking at some numbers for Mario Petit, we talked about the last couple of games, giving up some runs, 4 runs as a matter of fact, the last 2. His career high as far as games, 42. 32 this season already. He's been used quite a bit. He's been very, very effective out of the bullpen. Coming into the game at a 2.61 ERA. A couple more earned runs allowed though today for Petit.
Castro, a walk, a strikeout, a fielder's choice. Great inning for Cam Bedrosian, a 1-2-3 frame. And that is the first time that has occurred tonight. We're off to the 8th inning. Halos down 7-3.
Tripping to starts tonight with a 3-game series with the Twins as we welcome you back outside. Kent French with you, and don't forget, following this one, it's Angels Live presented by your SoCal Mazda dealers with myself and Jose Mota. But right now I'm standing by the Rod Carew statue outside of Target Field, one of the 4 statues of players surrounding this ballpark. And earlier in a ceremony he was honored, spoke with Victor and Gooby, and fans in attendance received one of these, a poster of the magazine cover. Time magazine from 1977 when Carew flirted with 400, hit 398, and ended the season with the AL MVP award. And guys, as I send it back inside, Victor, I want to echo what you said a little bit earlier. Carew looks absolutely fantastic.
He really does, and it was great to chat with him. Great spirits, moving around better than he was when we saw him at the Big A earlier this year. And of course, as you get further and further away from the surgery, you would imagine that will continue to happen. So it's just it's great to see.
Still has that great sense of humor too, and that smile.
Tyler Duffy takes over on the mound for Minnesota. He'll face Albert Pujols. Duffy 0-2 with a 4.28 ERA. His 30th game of the year, 40 innings, 41 strikeouts and 10 walks. Albert with a multi-hit game, 2 for 3, 2 singles and a run scored. This is out toward right center field. Kepler moving over. One down.
And going back to my Hyundai key for this game, and he had prevented this from happening for the most part today. A runaway train looking for the offense to put together multiple hits and score some crooked numbers in innings. Got that going in the 4th inning. The Minnesota offense, though, 7 runs on 10 hits, including 2 home runs today.
Duffy, 26-year-old native of Bel Air, Texas. Houston area, went to Rice University. Nasty breaking ball, and Castro doesn't box that ball. It's a strike.
So Duffy's from Bel Air, Texas.
Yeah.
That is the other Bel Air.
Yeah, or Bel Air. Just one word.
Yes.
Escobar ends up going down on a knee. And falling down.
Fastball inside. The stumble at the plate. Tried to turn on that one. Doubled off the right field wall earlier in the game. Second at bat. Back in that fourth inning with the Angels scored 2. Scored on a base hit by Andrelton Simmons.
Two balls, 2 strikes. Double for Uni in that fourth inning, 16th of the year. Watch out. That's a guy looking for something away, ends up.
Especially with a slider that pitched before.
Is there anyone more animated at the plate than you, Nel Escobar?
No.
Adrian Beltre's up there. This one's out toward right center field. Buxton trying to track it down near the wall. Will leap up, make the catch, and then bangs into the wall. And he hauls it in for out number 2. What a play by Byron Buxton.
That's our top tier play brought to you by Arco. We talked about him. 16 defensive runs saved this season. Look how far he's got to go. He plays a pretty shallow center field, going all the way back to the wall, leaps up and makes contact with the wall, and still holds on to the baseball. Head is still, eyes on the baseball, knowing he's on that warning track. He's going to make contact with the wall, still able to make an outstanding play again in center.
So Simmons will bat with 2 outs, nobody on. Andrelton in a multi-hit game.
Duffy liking that play by Buxton in center. Tell you what, if Buxton can ever be more consistent swinging the bat, he could be one of the best players in the game. He's so special in the outfield, and his speed, he can steal bases. Just needs to make more contact at the plate.
I think he turned the corner like Aaron Hicks of the Yankees did. Watch out.
Great kid. Touches the upper part of the strike zone.
Chopper toward third. He's sniffing out his 3rd hit of the game. He'll get it.
Yeah, Sano, wise decision. Came in on that baseball using the bare hand, decided not to make the throw. That's a smart play by Sano. You're not going to throw out Simmons. Playing back on a 3-1 count. At the bare hand, wise decision not to throw that. Quickly going down the line, Simba.
Yeah. A chance for a 3-hit game. You got to get it. Maldonado's 0 for 3. And he'll drive one out toward left field. And that is long gone. Big fly from Martin Maldonado into the second tank. And all of a sudden, it's a 2-run game. 7-5 Minnesota.
And Minnesota has seen some big leads evaporate against their bullpen this season. Baseball got out in a hurry for Martin Maldonado. 9th home run, 26th RBI for Maldonado. Already a career high as far as games started. Got a fastball hard of the plate. Duffy knew it. Maldonado knew it. And the fan in the second deck also knew it. Made a play on it.
Valbuena homered his last time up, 6th of the season, 22nd run batted in.
Working on a number of career highs already this season. We're not even at the All-Star game yet for Martin Maldonado. And for hitting that home run, you get to put the catcher's gear back on.
Caught the inside part of the play. Valbuena doesn't like it. But he caught the zone. It's 1-2. That's out toward left field. This one chasing Rosario back and just shy of the track makes it a somewhat interesting catch for the 3rd out. But the Angels draw with it too because of Martin Maldonado's blast to left.
Boy, what a shot to left. 2-run home run. Maldonado.
Brought to you by the all-new 2017 Chrysler Pacifica, the new benchmark of minivans. Test drive one at your local Chrysler dealership today. By Mercury Insurance, we're on a mission to save you money. Log on to mercuryinsurance.com to get a fast free quote and see how much you can save.
And by GMC. Bottom of the 8th here in Minnesota, 7-5 Twins. Cam Bedrosian had a 1-2-3 7th inning, including a couple strikeouts, and it's David Hernandez here to pitch the 8th inning. 29th game, no record, a 2.10 ERA, 29 strikeouts, 5 walks, and 25 2/3 innings. And here in the 8th, he'll get 9, 1, and 2. Buxton, Mauer, and Escobar. Buxton 0 for 3, a fielder's choice, and a run scored at the 2nd. A couple of fly ball outs since then. Hernandez, the 3rd reliever used by Mike Scioscia. Alex Meyer ended up going 5 tonight, giving up 5 runs on 6 hits, 2 of which were home runs. 1-1. And by the way, Martin Maldonado with his 9 home runs, the most by an Angels catcher before the All-Star break since Benji Molina had 9 in 2003. This was popped up, first base side, headed toward the seats.
Pretty good comparison when you look at the 2 catchers there too, how good they are as far as calling a game, throwing at would-be base runners, controlling the pitchers on the mound.
Buxton skies went out toward right center. Not very deep. Cole calling for as that ball slices back toward him. One away. So here comes Joe Mauer.
Well, you were talking about Yusmeiro Petit. What a big boost he's been to this Angels bullpen.
I think the unsung guy, while Petit has soaked up some innings, but as far as quieting down the 8th inning, the guy on the mound right now, David Hernandez.
Yes.
Cam Bedrosian on the DL, and Bud Norris forced into that closing role. Picked up pretty much for nothing from the Atlanta Braves.
And I think the big pitch that really he worked on this winter, a slider. He never threw a slider before. So always had a pretty good velocity on his fastball. Changeup's been solid, curveball, but his slider has been very effective for him against right-handed batters. By the way, a new career high for Maldonado as far as home runs in the season already also.
Mauer tonight 2 for 3 with a home run, a single, 2 runs scored. Slice foul.
Even on a slow curveball, he still tried to stay back and hit the ball the other way. A guy that played multiple sports in high school, a very talented athlete in Joe Mauer.
Two balls, 2 strikes. Escobar on deck. Doesn't happen often, but Mauer goes down swinging. 2 away.
That's that break a ball down and in out of the strike zone. It's going to force him to try to pull that pitch. He's so used to going inside out on all the pitches, but ends up getting a good hard slider. That's that slider again, down and in. Couldn't make contact with that pitch. Blocked well by Maldonado. Good sequence all the way around by David Hernandez and Martín Maldonado.
Halos in the 9th inning. We'll have 8, 9, and 1 coming up. This is line to center field. 2-out single. Thought about it. Ends up getting back to first base. Escobar with a 2-hit game. Hey folks, MLB.TV Premium back and better than ever. Watch every out-of-market regular season game live on over 400 supported devices. Plus get a free subscription to At-Bat Premium, the #1 app for live baseball. Blackout and other restrictions apply. Go to MLB.TV for details.
It's batted first, 2 outs, and Miguel Sano at the plate. The guy you did not want to see here in this 8th inning.
Would rather have had him lead off the 9th. How about that? I like them apples.
Well, he's just looking to go the other way on that one, don't you think?
See, here's that one move by the catcher coming out there. Hey, you don't want to throw it there.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's, yeah.
You don't think I saw the swing from the mound?
Just enough on that breaking ball to make Sano miss that. He tried to hit that ball a little bit further than Valbuena's home run, but did not make contact. A couple hits in the game for Sano.
Oh, little dribbler. Escobar not going to have a play. Infield base hit. Perfect pitch. And Sano picks up his 3rd hit. So back-to-back 2-out singles here for Minnesota in the 8th. Max Kepler coming up as he's had a big game. He's a triple shy of the cycle. And it would be a platinum cycle if he got it, because he picked up the walk as well.
Been very impressive what we've seen against him.
Gets away. Runners will advance. A wild pitch.
As well as Maldonado blocks pitches. That's a very difficult one to do so. He break a ball in the dirt. Gets his body over there with that spin. When it's a breaking ball, it's going to be a different spin than a fastball. Off his body and spins away, allowing both runners to get into scoring position.
Cute. Left side. Are you kidding me? Eight to 5.
And once it gets by Hernandez, no way with Kepler speed, you're going to throw him out. So a couple infield hits in a row against Hernandez results in a run for Minnesota.
Wild pitch kills you too. 3 RBI game for Kepler. Kennis Vargas at the plate. DH. 1 for 4. A wild pitch. Sano's going to try to score, and he will. Man, all of this with 2 outs. Second wild pitch of the inning.
Especially when you get all the way back, you're only down by 2 for a team. I mentioned bullpen has been pretty solid, but it has given up some leads. Now, a harder task coming back now by 4. Fastball gets away again. Overthrown fastball by David Hernandez. Gets by Maldonado for the second wild pitch of the inning. Hernandez just with 1 wild pitch this whole season, but 2 in this inning.
Fourth consecutive batter to reach with 2 outs after striking out Bauer. Buddy Boshears, former Angel, getting ready now. No longer a save opportunity. Rosario fouls it off. Edwin tonight 0 for 3, drew a walk back in the third inning. Three balls, one strike, 2 on, 2 outs, 2 runs in, 9-5 Minnesota here in the 8th. And that's out toward right. Cole has to come in on it and will make the catch. And we will head to the 9th inning. Halos, we're down 2. Now it's a 4-run deficit. 8-9-1 coming up. Brandon Kinsler comes in. Not a save opportunity, but he's got 21 of them this year. If you take a look at the box score for the Angels, both teams with a lot of hits, as a matter of fact. Multi-hit games for Calhoun, Pujols, Simmons with 3 knocks today. Unfortunately, a 2-run deficit going into the bottom of the 8th inning got expanded back to a 4-run deficit. So got some work to do against Kinsler. He's had a really good season so far this year. He's 2-1. 2.55 ERA. This will be his 36th game. The Angels have 8-9-1. Espinosa, Revere, and Maven coming up, but it looks as if it looked down to the on-deck circle. Nick Franklin has grabbed a bat, and he'll be pinch hitting for Danny Espinosa to at least lead off this 9th inning, looking for a base runner. Espinosa's night comes to an end, going 0 for 3 with a pop-up, a strikeout, and a ground out. Franklin, the switch hitter, 2 games with the Angels. Single with the RBI as a pinch hitter a couple of days ago. Vic takes outside. Duffy ends up going 1 inning, allowing 2 hits with a home run, 2 runs, both earned for Minnesota. 2 balls, no strikes.
The need for base runners here now, down by 4 instead of down by 2. Crawling back in the game with a couple runs scored last inning by the home run by Martin Maldonado.
Franklin pulls that outside pitch and rolls it over to first. Maurer to Kinsler, 1 down. Ben Revere tonight, 1 for 3. Singled back in the third. These two teams back at it again tomorrow afternoon. 11:10 a.m. start back home. 1:10 here in Minneapolis. Kyle Gibson going from Minnesota. J.C. Ramirez on the mound for the Angels.
J.C. Ramirez very good on the road this season.
One. Back up the middle, and that'll sneak through for a base hit. Multi-hit game for Revere. Top of the order, Maben coming up. 12 hits now for the Angels.
Now it's time for the Land Rover above and beyond player of the game, Max Kepler. What a game. Second career 4-hit game. 2 singles, a double, and a home run. 3 RBI for Max Kepler. The Minnesota Twins tonight.
Maben 0 for 3 with a walk.
Two-0 count, trying to get on base. Multiple base runners here put some stress on Minnesota.
Three balls and no strikes. Yeah, Cole on deck, then Pujols. Stranger things have happened with the Angels.
And Kinsler coming in this game in a non-save situation, so used to that tense save situation. 21 saves on the season. Yeah, your focus seems not to be as crisp when you first come in, when you have a significant lead. Talked to many of closers over the years about that, and you know, they just, a lot of times, oh, you're trying to get your work in, but you just don't have that same focus when you're not trying to save a game for whatever reason.
Revere takes off. This one bounced toward the middle. Maben retired for round number 2. So man in scoring position, but 2 outs now. And Cole coming up. Off the plate. Calhoun tonight 2 for 4, a couple of singles, ground down a fly ball to center.
Should get a pretty good fastball to hit now for Cole Calhoun.
This is ripped right to Mauer. And the Angels drop the opener of this series by the final of 9-5.
Yeah, Cole hit that one right on the nose with Minnesota, who have been struggling of late, led by Max Kepler. What a big game, 4 for 4, 3 RBIs. The Minnesota Twins win game 1 of this 3-game set, 9-5.
Yeah, Mejia picks up the victory. Alex Meyer takes the loss, no save tonight, and the Angels now drop to 1-4 on the season against the Minnesota Twins. Stick around, Angels Live postgame is coming up next.